Well, good morning all, and welcome to the rather quaint little Bramley Pond. Now this is in Bramley, near Godalming, part of the Godalming Angling Society ticket. First time I've been down here, never even seen it before. Arrived about 20 minutes ago, did a lap round the lake, went up to the calm end up there, the calm shallow end. It's like a sort of an island. Didn't see anything up there. Come down this end where a little bit of a breeze is pushing down. This is the deeper end. Dams over there. But generally it's a shallow little estate pond really. Quite a nice little water. No one else is here. Got it to myself, which is quite nice. I've no idea what's in here really. It's just a mixed species fishery. But I hear there's one or two grass carp in here as well. I don't think there's many tench. So there's going to be the small stuff, you know, the roach, rudd, bream, perch. I guess there must be a few carp as well. But I'm just starting off with my normal feeder fishing approach. Small micro band and pellets on the end, size 10 and 12 hooks, feeder moulded around a flatbed feeder, ground bait, small 2 and 4 mil pellets, little scattering of loose pellets. I've fished them both in close at the moment. There's a little set of pads in the margins. I've just fished to the edge of those. So, to be honest, I've not really seen much at all, if anything. No sort of bubbling or fish rolling or anything. It looks quite quiet. So anyway, just for a change, you know, I thought I'd come up here and give it a go, because there's nowhere else I can fish at the moment. My 2 tench waters near a home are closed. I can't get on there. I went down to Marsh Farm on my last trip, caught loads of tench, a few crucians, but most of the tench are like really small. So I thought I'd give that one a miss. Thought I'd come up here for a change. As good as anywhere. Anyway, let's see how we get on. Well, here's my first fish from Bramley. Hope you can see it, it's so small. It's a little gudgeon. So I didn't blank. Well, it's 8:30 now, and apart from that little gudgeon that I had first or second cast, I've not landed anything. But I am getting bites, and it's quite frustrating because on the left hand rod, just in front of the pads, I'm getting quite a lot of bites, and the line's twitching and the rod's bouncing, and every now and then the indicator whacks up, you know, and then drops back down again. A couple of times that's happened. It's smacked up and dropped back down, which could be a line bite, but each time I get a bit of a fizz of bubbles out there. And just now it whacked up and went down, twitched again, smacked up, the rod pulled around, struck, missed it. Don't know how I missed it. But it's interesting, you know, it's keeping the interest going. And I don't know what the fish are. They could be anything. They could be, you know, bream, tench. Even I hear there's a few chub in here. Roach, rudd, even perch, I suppose. But I'm determined to catch one of these things. I've scaled right down to smaller hooks. I'm on size 12s. I've got size 12s on at the moment. Then they're like small size 12s, almost 14s really. In an effort to try and catch one of these fish that keep giving me these bites. Well, here's the first for me. Look at this. Blooming great big thing. First one I've caught on the little pellet. Blooming great big crayfish. Wow. Little update here. It's about 11:30 now, and nothing doing really. You know, I'm getting these constant little twitches as soon as I cast it out. Mould the ground bait around the feeder, prop it out there, and straight away the line's twitching and pulling, and the bobbing goes up a little bit now and then, and it's all little fish, and I've managed to get one in. I managed to hook one, get it all the way, and I was just about to lift it out and it fell off. It was a little rudd. So that's what's giving me all these twitches, you know. It's just, they're just absolutely on the ground bait as soon as I put it in the water, and they're just pecking away. Quite often they're pecking the pellet off of the band. And luckily I see the little wafter pop up and bobbing about on the surface before it sinks again. So they're actually pecking the bait so much they're pulling it off of the band. So you know, it's lovely little water, ever so pretty and ever so secluded, but you know, tricky to catch a fish out of. I mean, I can't even catch these litlands. So I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to cut my losses. I'm going to give it another half an hour, fish up to midday, and then I'm going to pack up, and then I'm going to head off over the other side. I'm going to go past one of the other lakes, Wood Lake I think it's called. Might drop in there and have a look. And then literally just down the road from there, a couple of minutes down the road, is Marsh Farm. So I kind of suspect I'm going to end up back on Harris Lake just to try and catch a few tench, really, save the day, rather than go home having caught next to nothing. I'd rather catch a few small tench, so I think that's what I'll probably do. So I'll see you over there in a bit. Right, well, it's just 1 o'clock now, and it's all changed. I'm back over on Marsh Farm after a horrendous journey. There was roadworks, traffic jams, I took a wrong turning. I ended up getting all stressed out because the map reader, Google Maps, wasn't working properly. You know, the voice wasn't coming out, so I took a wrong turning and I kept having to look at the map. And so anyway, we made it to Marsh Farm, and I'm on Harris Lake. Really busy, people everywhere, car parks rammed. I thought I'd just have to slot in somewhere. Wheeled the barrow down, looked across, peg 42 was free. Same ones that I fished in on Tuesday. So I've jumped in peg 42 again. Good swim, got the pads out on the island there. There is a guy next door and another one next door to him, and another one all the way down there, a couple up there, people over there, rammed, but nobody wanted to go in the prime swim, so that's good. Anyway, got the baits out there, and it's fingers crossed to try and rescue the day and get a tench or two. Back on the tench. I've just had two in quick succession. I had one about the same size as this. I noticed that there's a few bubbles coming up halfway out, so I dropped the left hand rod just halfway out, a little sprinkling of pellets, and within 10 minutes off it went. I had a sort of 3.5 pound tench, chucked it back out there, and it instantly went with this one, around about the same size, 3.5 to 4, about 3 3/4, something like that. So it looks like it could be an afternoon on the tench. Well, you won't believe what's just happened. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I sat here for 4 hours without a bite all afternoon, absolutely dead, nothing. Finally got into one, fought crazily hard, took me right over to the left there, got me around the back of some pads, and I lost it. Disappointed, because that would have been tench number 99 this spring. Since I started earlier in the spring, I wanted to try and catch 100. That was number 99. Lost it. 20 minutes later, got another chance, got it in, landed it. Landed a nice tench, fantastic. Got it on the mat, flicked the rod back out, bang, the rod went straight away in the same spot. Got another one, so I dipped the net back in the water with the other tench in it, scooped the second one out, fantastic. Just dealing with the two on the mat, unhooked the second one, bang, off went the other rod, would you believe? So I had 2 fish in the net, back in the water, scooped the third one in, and I've got 3 fish here. So that's number 99, tench number 100 and 101, and I'll see if I can get them in the right order. This was number 99. Nice fish around about £5. Pleased enough with that. So this is fish number 2, sister to the first one, equal in size, around about £5 odd. And this is my 100th tench this spring. Unbelievable. Never thought I'd do it a couple of months ago, but I have. It's been a crazy spring for the tench. My best ever. Slightly smaller one, this one, probably around about £4. The third one in 5 minutes, and fished 101. There you go, how about that? 3 cracking tench within about 5 minutes. Right, so I've had a quarter of an hour to calm down and recall exactly what happened earlier, because it got a bit confusing at the time. So what actually happened was, no bites for about 4 hours, hooked into a fish, got me in the pads, lost that one, a bit disappointed. Chucked it back out there, about 20 minutes later the same rod went again. This is all on the left hand rod, halfway out, not really getting any action right up against the pads. 20 minutes later off it went again. Got it in, landed it. Lovely £5 tench. Really pleased to get one right at the end of the day. Couple of leaps, it's going to go, isn't it? It's going to go again. So I landed that one, £5. My 99th tench this spring. Been trying to get the 100, that was my 99th. Got it on the mat, flicked the rod back out, just about to lift it up, and the same rod went again. Rushed over, started playing it in, it came off halfway in, so I thought, oh, okay, not to worry, back to dealing with this. So I just wound the rod in. I thought, I'm not going to cast it out again, so I just put it in the rests and dropped it down, and the leg just literally was hanging from the rod tip. The rod was bent over with the leg just, or the feeder just bouncing just under the water surface. Went back to the £5, just lifted it up for the photograph, off went the other rod. Oh no. Rushed over to that, played that one in, knowing it was my 100th tench this spring, so I was quite careful. Got it in, had to nip over here to get the net with the other fish in it, put the first fish in the water in the net, scoop the second fish in. Sister to the first one, 2 5-pounders in the net, my 99th and 100th tench this spring. Fantastic. Just doing the photographs, and would you believe it, an alarm sounded, and I thought, well, I haven't got any rods in the water. And the rod that I dropped in the edge, literally underneath the rod tip, single hook bait, nothing on the feeder, it was just sort of suspended in the water really. A tench must have come along like 2 foot out from the bank and took it, and the rod was it's pulling the rod in. So I played that one in, picked up the net with 2 tench in it, scooped the 3rd tench in the net. Oh my god, lifted that out. 3 fish in the net at the same time. Could have been 4 if I hadn't have lost that other one. But 3 tench, I mean, that's never happened to me before. 3 tench in the net at the same time. I did attempt to brace. I think I got a brace shot of, you know, my 99th and 100th. But once the 3rd one entered the scene, I thought, just did a mat shot just to prove that I had 3 fish at the same time. 3 fish on the mat. Got them all safely back, and now I've calmed down. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That won't ever happen to me again. Right, it's approaching 8 o'clock now, and all the gear's packed up. Just got the GoPro to pack away. Mustn't forget that, otherwise I wouldn't be able to make all these amazing movies, would I? Anyway, that's it now. Just about to leave. Approaching 8 o'clock. Should be home before it gets dark, so that was the plan. In the last
20 minutes I somehow managed to lose another 2 tench and land another 3, up to about 4 pounds, a 2 pounder, 3 pounder and a 4 pounder. And I'm sure I could have carried on catching if I'd stayed on, but you know, enough's enough. I've had enough for today. In fact, I've had enough of the spring really, you know, over 100 tench this spring. That should just about do me really. I'm going to try a bit of sea fishing next week. It's been in the back of my mind for a while. The smooth hounds are in on the local beaches near me, so my plan is to go down to the beach and try and catch myself a smooth hound. So see you on the next one. Cheers.